All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are looking at Aptos. So this is a possible scenario that I just drew that could play out. You can see right off the bat, this thing is in a falling wedge pattern. So it looks good, in my opinion, to move higher at some point, sooner rather than later. So you may come up here to your 236, break over the top of the wedge, come back, test it as support, and then move higher. Or we may simply just bounce back and forth in this wedge and this 382 for another week or so and then move higher. But I do think it is going to break out to the upside just for the fact that you are in this falling wedge. The MACD is below the 0, RSI is below the 50. So as soon as you see these indicators start to curl up, you'll know the momentum is coming back into Aptos here. And you can also see paired with the pattern here, we also have descending volume, which is a good sign. So you want to see the volume come in and you want to see these start to curl up. And on top of that, the Heikin-Ashi candles, as soon as we see a green candle spawn in here, that'll tell you that the trend is reversing to the upside. So we'll see if it could actually break out of the top of the wedge and hold it as support for confirmation, or if it's just going to come up here and bounce and just kind of bounce around for another week or so before it eventually moves higher. But like I said, it does look good. Everything on the chart is telling us, with all the information we're getting, that is primed and ready to break out to the upside at some point. So we need the volume to come in. We need the MACD and the RSI to start curling up and heading back toward the middle lines here. And we need a green candle on the Heikin-Ashi to show us that the trend is reversing to the upside. So yeah, it looks good on Aptos. We'll go ahead and just measure a couple of prices. So if you end up not having this pattern play out and you lose 1043, you really need to come down here and hold 844 for about a 21% drop at the 0.5. I would say that's your last line of defense to stay alive on APT, or you're going to go to 0, in my opinion. So just watch that to the downside. If you do break 1043, you still could technically crawl around. If we extend this out, you could crawl around in this wedge pattern here all the way down here to your 0.5 for that 20% drop, and then we break out. So that is still a possibility. Falling wedges, from what I understand, tend to play out in about 3 to 6 months. So this thing's about a month and a half old at the moment. So another month and a half would put it down here if it keeps crawling down. So just be prepared for that. So if you end up losing 1043 at this 382, then I would say this is probably playing out. And you're coming down here to the 0.5 at 844, which I said should hold for support, because you can see this is where you got stuck back here, here. So this is your macro, if you will, support resistance level on Aptos here. So this is potentially going to play out here if you end up losing your 382. So just be aware of that, and then you'll have this little squiggly line play out where you come up, you bounce, you break over, you retest your 382, come back for support, and then move out of here. So just keep that in mind on APT, and we'll just leave it at that. Either one of those are going to play out. So just watch your 382 and then watch your 0.5 down there for support. But it isn't a falling wedge. We do have descending volume. I think I already said that. So everything looks good. We just have to have time. Time is a factor for this thing to play out here. But if that is not the case and you just blast out of here from this 382, and you get over the top of this wedge and you come up here to your 236 at 1354, you're looking at about a 26.5-27% move higher on APT. So just watch all those different scenarios that could play out on Aptos here, and we'll leave it at that. Not financial advice. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace out.